Hello and welcome to the Every Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week. Where we're stuck in the same position that we have been in since the Old Firm game. Michael Beale's got to go. This cannot last any longer. It cannot continue to go the way it's been going. We are literally just going in the same position we were last year, probably worse off actually, with the playing squad that we've now got. Um, we're in a horrible position as a football club in inside the Ibrox on the pitch. From the stands at points, it's just an absolute joke what has happened to us, and we're literally crumbling at the moment. And yep, it's just it feels like we repeat ourselves over and over again. But I feel like we won the game yesterday, and we still feel like this. I
Aye.
think that's when you know the problems at the club are larger than just winning football matches now. So if you do enjoy the podcast, might be a hard one to enjoy because we're literally just going to be sitting here ranting about everything at Rangers. Let us know your thoughts anyway in the comments and like, subscribe, and share for us. So I obviously onto the Motherwell game, which was yesterday. We done the podcast last week, obviously previewing the Betis game, and we got a victory for that. We got a promising second half for that game, which kind of showed us like where are we at the moment. We competed against a good side. I felt like in the second half we really took the game into our own, and the crowd pushed the team on to get the victory, which was good. It's great to start winning in Europe and get that positive performance at home against obviously your contenders for the group, you would imagine. Going into this one though, the warning signs were there for me when I seen Scott Wright in the pitch starting a game. I mean, this guy, I have nothing bad to say about Scott Wright. He's just not good enough. He hasn't been good enough. He wasn't good enough in the summer. That's why he was in Turkey trying to get rid of him. And fast forward a couple of months later, and he's starting games for us. Like
I mean,
that's where the question marks for me as a start anyway. If you've seen the team,
no, I totally agree with you. As you say, Thursday night, first half was woeful, second half, bit more positive. Lammers came on, he seemed like maybe a difference maker, but I mean, that was about it really. As you say, you're probably competing against the team that are maybe favourites for top of the group. But Betis are, as I say, bang average La Liga team. But us, we are dreadful to watch, as you say. Scott Wright starting for us when I mean we were all thinking he's away to Turkey. It's done deal. He's away. The only reason he's probably still here is obviously because of European wise need whatever you that reason. But I don't know where to start with this really. I really don't. I've had enough of it now, man. I've had enough in my, as you say. I don't know how many games so far we're in, but I just want the guy gone now. I mean, and it comes down to the people at the top of it. They're spineless if they can't just make the decision. But it's obvious to see we're going nowhere with Michael Beale in charge, and it's going to be the same repeat. We're going to get to around about what November or probably January. Remember that kind of time, 7 points behind, and it's done and dusted. And we go again. Rinse, as I say, rinse and repeat with this cycle that we keep getting ourselves into. It's just not good enough. The signings that we've made, some of them questionable for me. And I mean, the fact that some of the players can't even, their first touch is woeful. Some of them can't even pass a ball. I don't know what we're doing in terms of passing wise, but honest to God, it really is amateur stuff for me. And I just feel like you're looking at a bunch of players who don't believe in the coach and don't believe in whatever he's trying to put across to them. I really feel like he's not a proper manager, man. He's a kind of, as I say, he's a kind of guy to try and be your mate. We need somebody to go in there I've watched a clip of some manager ripping his tap off going mental because probably some decisions not going against it. I want to see a Rangers manager throw his shoe at Tavernier. So I want to see something. I just want to see a Rangers manager drop Tavernier and strip him of the captaincy. Um, I mean, I seen a tweet, obviously, and for me, it does tell you that the standards have dropped at the fact that Tavernier is a Hall of Famer. How is Tavernier a Hall of Famer? Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Where's the trophies to back that up? For me personally, I mean, our biggest threat, Matondo, gets injured, and now you know we're in for a tough watch here. Now you know
No.
it's going to be tough. Where are these the attacking players going to come from? Where's the goals and assists going to come from now? Dessers, my God, we I don't know what we've done there. That was the biggest mistake we've made there signing that boy. And I honestly feel like somebody like obviously Shanklin for me knows the league would have been a decent hangman. I know we were all saying Morelos' time thingy, but I'd rather sign Morelos on a 1 year deal than sign Dessers. I
I
cannot watch him
see the
play
thing for
football.
me with Dessers is obviously he gets a goal yesterday and wins us a game. That to me is Rabbi Matondo's goal. It hits off Cyril Dessers. Dessers was a guy when we were linked to him. I'm all on board with that. I've seen what he's done in Europe, and I've seen before when he was with Feyenoord what he was like, and I felt he would be perfect kind of for what we were suited to do. I still believe he will score goals in this team, just not with Michael Beale as his manager. That's kind of where I'm with all the new players really. I feel like we have signed players that can play for Rangers, but not when he's the coach. The ideas aren't getting across to the team. I think that's pretty evident when, for the first 5 minutes, you knew what you were in for yesterday. Loose
Uh,
passes, players not moving, arguments on the pitch, Motherwell confident coming to Ibrox and taking the game to us.
Coming back at home to Motherwell. Are you mad?
And I'll actually say it right. I'm 22 years old. I've been to a lot of Rangers games. That is the worst game I've ever been in my life. Hands down, hands down. I mean, Dundee last season in the cup was a tough one. That was a tough watch in the freezing cold. But I think just everything that's kind of going on with the club at the moment, and where me as a fan kind of feel disconnected for what's happening on the pitch and for the side and in a management point of view. That was absolutely abysmal yesterday. Every single fan should be fucking refunded. That's how bad that game was yesterday. I mean, we obviously get the opening goal, and you're thinking, right, opening goal, 15 minutes in, let's go and get a second and just kill the game off. We never do that, do we? We stop playing. We didn't actually play football yesterday. Motherwell should have won the game. Motherwell, what a Stuart Kettlewell has done a fantastic job at Motherwell, changing their fortunes and making them a really hard team to beat, but also a really positive young kind of attacking unit. And I liked what I saw from Motherwell. And I wouldn't have been surprised if they went on and won the game. They should have. The only thing that stood in their way was Jack Butland. Jack Butland's the only guy in this team you can tip your hat to and be like, mate, fair enough. You have won us games. You have kept us in games at times, and you have warranted wearing the Rangers jersey. I'm yet to see that for a number of this squad, and it
But
says a
that's
lot when John Lundstrom is becoming your main performer again. When you've seen how much how poor he can be at times. It's like we're relying on a guy again who was here before. We're bringing in 9 new players. I mean, I like Cifuentes. I thought he'd done all right again yesterday. I heard him getting quite a few pelters, but I thought he'd done all right in the middle of the park. I thought that was maybe the only part of the team that kind of functioned well. Um, but that's just we're back
yeah
to the
again,
drawing board again, really.
yeah again for me. He's a player that I think under a better coach, under a better manager would be the player we've seen in those highlights. Because what I seen in those highlights really got me excited. But what I've seen so far is I've not been excited by any, and that's what I'm on about. It's the state of affairs. We're sitting here and we're saying out all the players we signed, and some of the best signing we made was Jack Butland.
No,
That you know what I mean. Butland's a top keeper. Do you know what I mean? Grateful that we got him. I mean, as I say, kept us in the games, kept us in the game Thursday, made big saves again, and even made big saves in this game. But I just can't. I can't do this again. I can't go on all season. They just stop start, man. Like I was all on board with it, as I said. You know what I mean? In terms of when Beale said, I need the summer. I need to work with players. I need to take the what was it, a handbrake off or what have you. Well, mate, when you going to take it off?
I've not
You
seen
know.
one phasey attacking play that gets me
When are
excited.
you going to take it off? I mean, for me, you've had it. You know what I mean? The club went out and they spent the money on questionable signings for me. Um, I just don't know what to say, what to do anymore. It feels like we're going all in roundabouts. But as I say, it's just
Mm.
Scott Wright starting still. You know what I mean? He should have been off and away. And as we've
But
talked about
then
before,
the
players that
Scott
could
Wright
have
thing.
affected.
Sorry, what you saying there?
I'm just saying players that could have affected these games, mate. You know what I mean? When they turn around and say, I'm hungry, I want to play for this club. No, on you go on away to Spain. Go on loan, mate. You're away on loan to Spain. On you go away to Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean?
It's
Aye.
just again, as I said to you about Hadji and Sakala yesterday when we were talking after the game, it was the fact that, right, if these two players want to go out, I know Hadji wanted to go and play football. I don't know why Michael Beale couldn't have guaranteed him game time in here when you can clearly see that the team is pish and he is a good player. Like, he's a good player that could come in and affect games. We didn't bring anybody in. Like, we let Hadji go, we let Sakala go, and we didn't bring anybody else in to fill those positions. I mean, Michael Beale went on before obviously Rabbi Matondo started to hit a bit of form and stuff. We need somebody like Kent in this team. Didn't bring anybody else in. I mean, you're looking at Scott Wright obviously starting, and I don't think that is Scott Wright's fault that he's in the position that he's in. We didn't bring in another wide man. We didn't bring anybody else in to play the position that Scott Wright does. So Scott Wright is going to be our winger, and we know he's not good enough. He's never been good enough, and he's still here. I, it's laughable what's happening in this club now. But that's the team that started the game. Butland, that was it. The rest of the side, I thought Matondo was positive. Obviously, when he was on the pitch, I feel like he's really is our only positive option in the attacking phase of play. He obviously done well for the goal and stuff. Obviously goes off injured. Beale says it's not going to be a good one, so he's going to be missing for a while. Scott Wright, again, he'll probably need to play a lot of games. Lundstrom, again, was decent. But I mean, it's just not good enough. You look at that team and you're thinking that is as bad as it probably was in like 2018, 2019 when we had some teams that were fielding like that's no better than then.
I mean, I was coming into this game and I was thinking, obviously, after the game on Thursday, he was building up the young lad Rice. You know, thinking maybe he's going to start him, maybe he's going to show the faith of saying he's ready to go, just need to protect him and what have you. And I was thinking, right, maybe he's going to start him against Motherwell. Motherwell at home, good chance to play a young player. Obviously, Davies, everyone's going on about getting the buzz. I thought we were going to kick on here, but silly me for thinking that we were going to actually maybe do something in a game of football, maybe kick on. I mean, as I say all the time, we're not given to beat any team, but shoot at home, come on, we'll surely try to put a couple past Motherwell here and play.
I don't think it's the fact that it's a given. It's the fact that the standards at Rangers is you win your home games no
You
matter
win,
what.
mate. You
We
win.
obviously win the game, but it's the performance level has been that is as bad probably as the first game of the season was at Kilmarnock. When was that? Like a month and a bit ago now. A
Aye.
month and a bit ago now, Michael Beale has been saying to us every single game, oh, we'll need to do better at some things. We're working. There's 9 new players. We are a month on for that game. Nothing's changed. That clearly says to me the manager is not doing anything for these players to actually care about what they're doing on the pitch. I don't believe any of them believe in his idea to play
They
football.
don't. They don't. They've stopped eyeing. They've stopped. They've really stopped caring. Stopped playing for them. Not only did we win, maybe we get a clean sheet as well, and we're all still sitting here and thinking to ourselves, this isn't acceptable and it isn't good enough. Do you know what I mean? It's for me, it's time to bring somebody in who can manage this football club. Let's stop taking chances on people. Do you know what I mean? They would think that maybe it'll turn out. Like, I mean, the fact that, as I say to you all the time, obviously, that we chose Michael Beale over the boy that's top of the French league right now. That's what we're doing there. Who's making that decision?
It is literally just it's Michael
Oh,
Beale
we'll get
was
him down the line. We'll get
aye.
that man down the line.
Michael Beale
That's the
was
problem
pretty
at this
much
club.
penciled in before Gio was even sacked, I think.
Well, you've also said about before, what have you, obviously turning up to games and sitting with Goldson and what have you, but I just think that the attitude we'll get him eventually, what have you. The fact that we've sat here and for me, we've scouted better players on this podcast that have now gone on and they're making big moves in the Bundesliga or wherever else in Europe. And we're sitting here with players like Dessers and Lammers.
That is the problem, though. Me and you and pretty much every Rangers fan will look at players and we'll think, aye, they've done well. They're within probably what we can get, and we can then move them on for a profit. We've brought in Lammers, who I've liked what I've saw for Lammers at times. I really think he's got something about him, but it's not consistent enough. It's not sustainable enough for him to stay in the starting 11 all the time. He's 26. He like Cyril Dessers is 28. Why did we not just go out and get Lon Shankland? He's same age, and he would have scored a barrel load more goals. He would have affected this team more than anybody would have. Aye, I just think some of the decisions made with the signings are absolute. They're just a laugh, a joke. I
I mean,
mean,
I don't even mean to hang me here, but even that boy I was bigging up for that Man City academy, it's away to Ajax now. He's doing decent out there. I thought he would have been a fantastic signing. But as I say, mate, me and you and most people, you know what I mean, we look to scout young players that we can potentially, you know what I mean, be here for a couple of seasons and then sell on. Whereas the board look to go, do you know what, a 28-year-old that doesn't know when he's offside, you know what I mean? Cause I just can't go Dessers, mate. I don't know who thought that was a good signing. Obviously Beale, because he went to Italy and went, aye mate, we'll go for a cup of coffee and I'll convince you to join Rangers. Should be convinced to join Rangers.
I don't even know what to say on Michael Beale anymore. Genuinely, it's just
Or
absolute.
fancy a stag bite, you know, the players trying their best now. We're really just fucking
We've
shot.
said all we can really say about him. It's up for the people up the stairs to take action, because we've got a massive game on Wednesday. This is huge for. I feel like where we are going to go this season. This is our first opportunity to really kick on and go for a trophy, and it can be no harder than playing Livingston. David Martindale, he'll have his players up for this. This is a chance for them to get into Hampden, and this is a chance for them to really go and put pressure on a Rangers manager who's really he's under the cosh now. He's really under pressure. The team are missing a lot. Like, two players in that picture are injured. For instance, Kieran Dow and Rabbi Matondo won't play this game. So we're going to have a depleted starting 11. There's going to be a lack of options coming off the bench. But it's fine, because Michael Beale said he wanted to lower the squad. And we all knew this was going to happen. We were going to get injuries over the season. Do we have a direct replacement to come in? No. When we won 55 that season, we had two players, maybe three for each position, that you could rely on to come in, step in, and it would be like for like. It would be all right. Maybe Cedric Itno offer you something different than Rufwell or Morelos. You had players that could step in. You wouldn't be fussed. Now you've got guys coming in, and you're like, right. It's just Michael Beale hasn't assembled a squad for me that's good enough to compete for anything. Um, and Livy will give us a tough task. I think it could be absolutely horrible to watch. Wednesday night, Ibrox, probably going to be raining. It's going into October time. It's going to be colder. I literally can't think of anything worse than going to this game. And some of the ticket sales for this game, again, when you go into the Rangers website, most of the time they're either grey or red, limited tickets. I think all the sections are yellow pretty much for this.
That comes up as well, by the way,
That
obviously
does,
on
it does.
Thursday night. I know people are going on about the pricing as well, but come on. A European night for Rangers, most people turn up. And the fact that there was still tickets before the kick-off, that to
It was
me,
the fact that it's every single tweet they put out, they were just trying to fucking get rid of them. Like,
same.
oh, a photo of the tifo that Union Bears put up. Buy your tickets here, and then 5 minutes later they would do the same thing. I'm like, they literally cannot sell these tickets at this price. 48 quid, by the way, but that's a fucking joke.
Oh, no, that's, I mean, it tells you everything. As I say, I'm just even going back to the injury, sorry mate, as well. It's something that we've been going on about as well. But the fact that Michael Beale goes, oh, he should be out for maybe 2 or 3 games, turns into 3 4 months. You know what I mean?
We've
This
not
is the
seen
thing.
Kieran Dow for a month. It was
Aye,
apparently a niggle. He was just going to miss this game. You don't hear anything what the injury is about. You don't know what the actual length of the injury is. You can never actually sit there and believe your manager at all. And Kieran Dow's, I don't think he's played since that game there. Like,
they're not, surely surely in a coach when you know what I mean. You think about what Tom Lawrence is coming back for. Obviously, he went down, but around about the 60th minute, kind of hang me on Thursday, whatever.
mhm.
Surely you're thinking to yourself, maybe rotate, change, obviously, just because he's still. I mean, that was a long injury for him. Do you know what I mean? You would
Aye,
still maybe consider bringing him off, but no Michael Beale. Do you know what I mean? I'll be out for 3 4 games. Turns into, as I say, 3 4 months, and aye, this is going to be a horrible game. I feel like on Wednesday, I wouldn't be shocked if this goes to penalties, by the way. Would not be
I
shocked.
wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if we even
I wouldn't really.
we get beat here.
Because
I'm
this
not
is
getting on.
as I say, there's no excuses for me here. This is a must win cup. This cup's literally been handed to Michael Beale, as I'm
Mhm.
saying, because that's for my personal opinion, it is. And if he can't take the cup, as I say, every big game for Rangers so far, he's failed to deliver. And I think it's just going to come back to yet again the fans. But you know what I mean? Let's turn on the Ajax here. Let's do a Marseille. I'm saying, you know what I mean? This is our club here. Let's not think these people at the top here think they can just turn around and you know what I mean? Price the tickets at what £48, and I don't know, mate. I've just had enough of it. I'm fed up,
And then
man. I'm
it's the
fed.
fact as well. It's I'm with you all the way because I can't be asked with this anymore.
There has to be something that happens that makes real change at this club. Do you know what I mean? Instead of going around these merry-go-rounds, members getting changed at the board and all this, and then they all came out with the same patter. Oh, we're going to do this different. We're going to try and expand this and all that. It's all right, mate. As long as we get that at the museum, but that's the main thing.
Nah, you know. I know that is their main focus over the past couple of years has literally been building the infrastructure of the club, not caring about what's going on the pitch. Something else to go back to is what I was going to say was Michael Beale was in the director's box with Harry Watling, who is his assistant. I don't even know who is his fucking assistant. That's how much I actually care about the
What,
management
Santa Claus?
team that's there. He was sitting there with him when Gio was under real pressure. Um, Sitting in the director's box, rubbing it up with the board members and stuff like that. That I will go on about that for as long as possible because that really rubbed me up the wrong way. Going into the fucking Loudon and all that and getting pints with I just thought that was Michael Beale just acting like a slag for the Rangers fans. That's all I thought that was. Um, and I did find it really weird that he was in amongst the director's box and stuff like that. And then two weeks later, he's in the door as a manager. Something has happened there. I would love to see the same thing happen again to Michael Beale. Just bring somebody else in, let him sit in the director's box. Oh, that really annoyed me. And then obviously you
Taylor
see
Swift.
Gio, he's been at the Arsenal game and stuff like that, keeping well, which is good to see. Gio left this club. We all had our opinions on Gio towards the end. We knew it was time. It wasn't sustainable. The football wasn't good enough. It was probably still better than it is right now, which is wild. But we knew it was time. Right, they made that decision. But we all still have a lot of admiration and respect for Gio. We will never that will never leave us. Right, Michael Beale when he leaves this club it is literally he's ruined his legacy at this club. Michael Beale was a respectable guy, a likable guy. He posted regularly about Rangers, and you kind of just liked the fact that he loved the club so much. And then obviously he comes back, and this happens, and I don't feel. I think he's our worst manager in our history. I'm saying that right now. I think he is honestly a
More
joke.
than Pedro.
I think Pedro was a manager. I don't think Michael Beale's a manager.
Well, I mean, that's a big statement. We'll let people in the comments and what have you get into that. But no, I'm the same as you. It really is disrespectful. But as you say, at least Gio won a cup and he took us on an unbelievable European adventure. And as I said
You
to
could
you,
see progress then, though. Like you could see
absolutely. But
we were going to go somewhere.
I had so much confidence with Gio when it came to Europe. I always thought, right, look, we've got a chance here. With Michael Beale, as I say, this group for me, as I said to you, this group for me, there's no excuses. I personally believe we should be topping the group. I'm not saying winning every game, but I personally believe we should be topping this group. But I don't know, mate. I'm the same as you. I just find everything that obviously what you said there, obviously what happened, so disrespectful. And it would be, as I said, some Taylor Swift, some karma there. If that was to happen with Beale, probably won't, but it would be nice. But I mean, I'm done with the guy, man. I was done with the guy after the Fulham game. I mean,
No,
I
I
didn't
same
think
here.
I just sacked him. I just sacked him at half time personally. That's the kind of board I want.
I wouldn't even
I
have
want
let him
honestly,
do the media. I would have just fucking let him go right there and
nah,
then.
take your wee case, mate. We get your steak bacon, head down the road because you're no wanted here. I cannot go another game with this guy. And in as I say with the press conferences and what have you, they're just so it's the same old stuff all the time. And obviously, because he knew after that game there. Obviously, everyone was on it, and I didn't like what we performance wise and everything like that he was saying. I mean, I know what you're doing, bro. I think we all know what you're doing, and I just personally, I want him gone now, man. As you say,
No.
somebody like Giovanni, he left for me. Left, obviously applauded. Do you know what I mean? He brought a trophy in and took us on an unbelievable adventure. Michael Beale.
Michael
It's
Beale
no,
was he's just let this club rot, to be honest. And I mean, I feel
but it's
sorry for
also
whoever's
come
coming in
on,
next.
but it's also on the people at the top as well. We were all
Of
told, well,
course.
with Park, all these people leaving and what have you, we're thinking to yourself, right, maybe something's going to hang me here. It's on them as well, and I'd be asking questions of them as well. Where's the progress here? Because as we say, is it Celtic win the title or something this season, and they're on par with us?
So I think it's something if their trophy count could equal ours or better ours this season.
Right, so I mean, that's stuff like that to me. I mean, it's I really think it's time that we get a manager in who's got a bit of gusto about him and isn't, as I say, afraid to make changes. First thing I want to see a manager that's got a bit of gusto come in and do. I want to see him. I want them to film it. I want to see him pick up a shoe and just Ferguson launch it at Tavernier's face and take that captain's arm off him.
Aye.
Also, I don't want to hang with, but I just want to see a manager come in that's not afraid and actually wants to play attacking football and actually wants to represent the fans, man, and not just post social media posts because he knows he's going to get the fans on board and whatever. I don't want any of that. I don't want that at all. I just want a real football manager in here now. I want him. I can't do another
Nah,
thing. Maybe
it's we've made up our mind, but Michael Beale's going to be rolled out to the fucking press tomorrow, and he's going to have to pick a team for the game on Wednesday. So
no.
that's
This is
what I've
why
picked. The
I don't.
as I said to you on the phone, I believe the full back should be changed for this game. Tavernier shouldn't play this game.
He'll
Barisic
play.
again. I don't think he had a bad
He'll
game
play
yesterday, but I want to see Yilmaz play. If
the
Yilmaz is there, I
treatment.
want to see him playing.
The treatment of Yilmaz as well for me is just I'm not a fan of that. Kemar for me is about one of the only players with Butland for me that can hold his head in high. Sorry, I'd love Kemar to start. I know you said to me about maybe resting him or whatever you obviously with the Motherwell game there, but I think you play Kemar if you play him. Also, Michael Beale's going to play him till probably his legs runs off, and then says, "Oh, he's out for 2 or 3 games," which turns into 2 or 3 years. Uh, I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't care who plays. I'm just. We're all at the same point. I feel like we're done. Do you know what I mean? And we know
Aye.
we're in for a tough watch on Wednesday night. Um,
It's just the
but
fact that the pish is going to come out and say we need to be positive on the ball. We need to play football. Like, mate, we know you need to play football. I mean, that's a guy that's came out like yesterday and said, "Oh, for the first minute, I wasn't happy with the game." Like, you
there's
picked the
something
team.
change it.
You picked the team.
You picked that.
Oh, I can't be asked anymore. Honestly. Oh, it just honestly pisses me off. I can't, man. I don't care who plays either. I picked that team. I just want to see a bit of change in it, a bit of fucking something. And we've only got about 4 attackers left, so no doubt one of them will go down injured, and we'll see what happens. But I mean, my dad brought up a point as well. He's like, Raskin and Cantwell going out injured at the same time seems a bit weird. It seems like the two of them have kind of just don't want to play for him anymore. I don't know how much truth in that there is, but
That is
uh,
something. That is something into that. Maybe I don't know, mate.
but aye, Michael Beale, please leave. Rangers board, take note. Get the guy out of the club, and we're in for another fucking actual shambles of a week. We've got Aberdeen obviously on
I do.
Saturday, so that's going to be
Sorry.
fun.
Oh, that'll be fun as well. But I couldn't, as I say, mate, I couldn't really. I was watching a great game. I was watching a North London derby, great game, and then obviously you turn it off, right? Get a game on and what have you, and sort of regretted it. I'll be honest with you because as I say, shambolic. But Livingston at home, tough game. Going to be a tough game and tough watch. And
Aye.
I'm mentally trying to prepare myself for it, but I don't think getting really can help you mentally to prepare for it.
No, no, and let us know your thoughts on Rangers. Pretty much everybody has the same opinion, I think, anyway. But aye, let us know. We'll be back next week with hopefully a less depressing episode. So we'll see you then.